The pressure is on in the sport of paragliding, and as competition intensifies, so pilots are pushing their canopies and themselves beyond the limit and into the X zone.
But one doctor in Slovenia believes this is a dangerous place for these pilots to be. He insists that this style of flying is a condition which must be treated before it's too late.
Certain pilots are suffering more acutely than others. But Dr. Nimbus claims that they can be saved from the condition he calls Paramania.
We arrived in Ljubljana, the start of our search to find Dr. Pivo Nimbus and check out the story on Paramania.
Conveniently, the plane pulled up right in the car park. They take fly, drive, travel very seriously here. And in no time at all, we were loaded up and on our way to find the eccentric doctor.
We'd heard that he'd established a treatment clinic up in the mountains and persuaded most of the world's top pilots to attend.
People were saying that his theories were so revolutionary that he was either a genius or totally insane.
Why don't I show you around? It's lovely, thank you.
We were about to find out which.
So, yeah, well, this is the hotel where we keep all the patients. It's a lovely place. And the lake, of course, which is for relaxation. And over here, you can see some of the pilots are already gathering for our early morning group therapy session. We have a very intensive day here, and we like to start really early.
Well, it's true to say that some of them did look like they were in a pretty bad way. And one guy looked like he'd passed out.
According to Dr. Nimbus, the reason they look this way is because they're addicted to X-zone flying. And when they don't fly, they're depressed.
The addiction stems from too much competition flying, when the pilots regularly push their paragliders and themselves to the very limit, stepping beyond the safety threshold and into a zone he calls the X zone.
Although this is an exciting and compelling place to be, it's dangerous, and the pilots must be cured, and quickly.
We were introduced to two of the worst cases at the center. Bruce Goldsmith from the UK.
See, this chap's deluded to the extent that he actually thinks he's the doctor here.
I introduce you, Dr. Brinkeby.
And Peter Brinkeby from Sweden.
It's the only way with him.
Dr. Nimbus also showed us one extreme case where a Swiss patient, Volky, is suffering so badly he believes he is a shoe plotter dancer.
Ah, Dr. Nimbus, nice to meet you. I need a partner for my shoe plotter. And now let's play back.
We were starting to realize the enormity of the task.
Our treatment strategy is really a three-part thing. The first part is intensive flying. We give them 5 days of intensive radical X-zone flying, which will hopefully lead to our second stage, which is rejection. By overdosing on too much X-zone flying, we want the pilots to reject this style of flying. Having done that, then we can think about entering a period of rehabilitation.
Well, we didn't have a clue what he was talking about.
Bad dog. That's it.
That afternoon, Dr. Nimbus invited us to join him for a session of intensive therapy with his two-star patients, Bruce Goldsmith and Peter Brinkerby.
I've decided to go and do some one-on-one work with one of our worst patients, which is Mr. Peter Brinkerby.
I just want to go flying. Why do I have to stand here?
He does have the side effect of blackouts. Every time he goes out, the click of the finger. Which I do believe I've cured.
Wake up! Peter!
We're flying! We're flying! I'm sorry!
We weren't quite sure what to make of it all. These two guys looked quite normal.
What a beautiful day it is today.
Dr. Nimbus harnessed up and got ready to fly with Peter Brinkerby.
I think actually he's a lunatic, but I'm not sure.
There's always some inherent risk when flying with somebody quite as psychotic as Peter.
And then they were off, with Bruce Goldsmith in pursuit. The idea being that they would fly in the X-Zone so much that by the end of the session, they would have just had enough of it. Maybe it was crazy enough to work.
Peter Brinkerby has a reputation of being one of the most radical pilots around. He'll do just about anything. So he's ideally suited to his job.
Yep, he's a test pilot. He lives in a village in the south of France, where the weather is so good, you can pretty much fly year-round.
Welcome to Barcelona. My mother doesn't like this so much. It's been here once, and she was complaining all the time. Right, my house. Hey, hi there. And this is Mats.
Du burde lære at få snakket noget ordentligt skandinavisk I stedet for.
Sometimes I even understand him. So this is my living room, and this is one of the biggest kitchens in the world, I think. And this is my beautiful, beautiful bedroom with a nice view. Pretty cool, isn't it?
It's mountains everywhere, and it's half an hour to the ocean, so it's a very beautiful area. You have 5 minutes up to the closest climbing place, or maybe 10 minutes to a rafting place, and I get half an hour in the winter to the closest ski resort. It's epic, and I live on a flying site. That is a pretty good place, actually.
This is Peter's drive to work.
And this is the office.
Peter works with Bruce Goldsmith. Bruce designs the canopies, and Peter sees whether they fly or not.
Today they are testing one of Bruce's new prototype tandem wings.
And we study this stuff, so which direction when the airflow breaks away from the wing. It's kind of interesting, but it's all secret, so you're not allowed.
Bruce trusts Peter with his new paraglider, and Peter trusts Bruce with his life. It is a relationship where one relies absolutely upon the other.
Once airborne, Bruce will fly with Peter to see how the paraglider performs.
Aerodynamicists come up with an awful lot of theories, but mainly it's suck it and see. We just try a glider and see if it flies better or not. That's why we need crazy test pilots like Peter. Somebody with no fear who just go out and fly anything. He's just happy to fly anything that I throw at him.
It's not the safest job you can do. It's got a lot of adrenaline into the job. This is really scary. I like adrenaline, it's nice. But I wouldn't say I risk my life every day. That would be mad to do that. Maybe I'm a bit mad. But if you have a good company with a good designer, you can sort of trust him a little bit more.
Peter pushed their paragliders to the absolute limit, and sometimes beyond. Speed is everything, but it comes at the expense of safety. This is what Dr. Nimbus would call the X-Zone. When you fly in the X-Zone, things can happen.
In Bruce's attempt to make the sport safer, he's made a video showing pilots what to do to prevent such situations becoming fatal.
Comes out on its own. The instability video shows you how to recover when the wing collapses. You can slow it up so much that it stalls and then you fall. The competition rigs are faster, they're more radical, a bit less safe as a result. Although we're always trying to keep speed and safety together, but it's a difficult thing to do.
It might look pretty, but of all the extreme sports, no one other punishes mistakes so harshly.
Snowboarding, if you blow it, normally it's a broken arm, a broken leg. With paragliding, if you blow it, you can kill yourself, so it's got to remain pretty serious. It's got to be the ultimate freedom, but it's just man against nature. I can't see any other sport coming as close, I really can't.
So Peter survived Bruce's new design and seemed to have a pretty good day at the office, although not everyone would envy him his job.
But what else is there to do? Having a 9-to-5 job, going home, watching TV. I could never, ever in my life do that. This is fun. High five.
Back in Slovenia, the weather was looking decidedly dodgy. Now, this is the downside to the sport. On the one hand, yes, you do get to fly like a bird, but on the other, the least weather disturbance can mean you don't take off, and it can be very frustrating.
Up on the mountain, the weather was even worse, and for Dr. Nimbus's patients, it looked like it was going to be a day of no treatment.
After sitting around and waiting for the weather to improve, in the end, all flying was canceled, and the pilots packed up and headed back down to the center.
La manca è cancelada. Tasku cancelado. That's Japanese.
In English?
In English. Oh, the task is cancelled.
And it wasn't just the pilots who were disappointed.
Okay, but what happened? It's a disaster. I mean, the weather's meant we can't fly.
No flying, too much wind.
So we'll go down the mountain and see what we can salvage from the situation.
Okay, so here are your choices of what you can do if you're a paraglider pilot in Slovenia and the weather won't play ball.
Well, you can throw rocks in the lake.
You can throw each other in the lake.
Or you can take a scenic train ride.
But it isn't any substitute for X-Zone flying. Time for us to go in search of better weather where pilots can fly.
So we were in the car and heading for Austria, this time searching for the most extreme team of air freaks you'll find just about anywhere, the Red Bull Acro team.
Hello?
We successfully negotiated the border patrol, and we were on our way. Open roads, picture postcard villages, and sunshine. We arrived at the village of Fujil MZ, but it didn't look like the kind of place that would be home to an extreme team.
Route to Bishop 4, I think.
But it just shows how wrong you can be.
Yeah, when Bodo took a swim, we knew we were in the right place.
We finally tracked them down to an office down a side street, and what a nice bunch of guys.
It figures. This is where Arnold Schwarzenegger comes from.
So here we are. This is Nikki over there. Nikki, hello. Hi. Cactus, Bodo. I took photos.
Ulrich Grill is the coordinator of the Red Bull Acro team. He is also one of the sport's top photographers. His latest book is free. Although it took Bodo a while to grasp it, this was just the title.
But I show you something. A lot of people always, they just see the paragliders in the air, but they're not close up. They don't know what's happening up there. That's the problem with the sport. And what we thought, well, what we could do about it is like form a team of pilots, paraglider, sky surfing, skydiving, and all these, aerial sports combined together. They can see what's happening. That's speed. It's rush. It's beauty. It's just like, the magic thing about flying. You look down, as if you were an eagle, and that's what it's about.
The mission of the acro team is to put the excitement back into flying. If it flies through the air, these guys will try it.
They fly paramotors.
They fly lightweight gliders.
They fly surfboards.
And they fly regular old paragliders.
And the man behind the crazy stunts is the budding Arnie himself, Hannes Arch.
The thing is, we combine everything together. We can combine, for example, a paraglider with a parachutist, with a sky surfer. We do this on a helicopter also. It's called heli jump.
Their most daring stunt to date is the heli jump. Get this, Hannes releases with a sky surfer attached to him. He cranks the paraglider into a tight turn, and the sky surfer gets hurled into oblivion.
After a quick hit of free fall time, the sky surfer deploys his chute, and they both land safely.
Not every pilot wants to do these things with us.
That's the excitement. Do something gone where nobody has gone before.
Mr. Spock.
It's flying, Jim, but not as we know it.
Stardate 2010. The mission, to pull off a stunt with these crazy guys and survive.
The stunt was to be a paraglide base jump, as advertised in Ulrich's book. Beams up, Scotty.
Something must have gone wrong in the transporter room because Bodo ended up with all the equipment to carry. So where was Arnie now when we needed him?
It's perfect wind, it's perfect blue sky, perfect light, perfect people. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be just beautiful.
And guess who else was there? It was Volky, the crazy shoe platter pilot from the Institute.
Don't tell Dr. Nimbus, he doesn't know that I'm here, because I escaped from Slovenia. The weather was so bad, I really got crazy. But you see, I'm looking serious.
He doesn't look like he has a serious bone in his body.
Meanwhile, Hannes and the base jumper Felix were running through the stunt one final time. The planning has to be meticulous.
Normally I'm doing base jumping and jumping from fixed objects like buildings, antennas, spans and doors. But it's playing with the edge. Yeah, I like this. I like to do risky things. And I always want to know who is the chief, yeah? The fear or me. If the fear is stronger than me, the fear is the chief. If I am stronger, I am the chief, and I like to be the chief.
It looked like Hannes was set to go.
1,000 meters above the ground, and I have to throw him away. He's going with me, he's hanging under me with a small weak link.
This one is connected with the paraglider, yeah? Then we start out in this direction until we reach the landing place.
I make real big wing overs, it's called wing overs. You paddle like this, and here on the highest point I can throw him away. I say, now he will release, yeah?
I released this one. This looks very weak, but it's strong enough. Hannes told me, yeah. And I trust him.
The rest is his problem, not mine.
Just me and a friend talking alone, breathing in the deluge. Conversation rings dead, it's for me. Think my friend is sulking today. I haven't left left my table for days. Cold sidewalk is broken, broken, broken. Swallow your tongue, don't 86 me. Swallow your tongue, don't 86 me. Don't check my sockets for eyeing them up. Films for free in here, and they're stronger than you. The distance to the exit shows me falling as I was.
Really cool.
Really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
High five! We were still in one piece. We couldn't believe it. But it was time to get back to Slovenia to see how the dock was getting on.
Weather was even worse than before we left. Now it was chucking it down.
Fortunately, Volky had just made it back in time as Dr. Nimbus was making his rounds.
We have problems in that the pilots are becoming depressed. They're suffering from flight deprivation. But on the other hand, the positive side is that when the weather cheers up, these pilots are going to be anxious to get in the sky and probably go straight into the X zone.
Reaching out into other worlds.
The next morning, the sky started to clear, and there was an air of optimism to the day.
Well, as you can see, the weather's got quite considerably better than yesterday. We still have a slight wind, but if that drops, then I'm very hopeful we'll be able to go flying today, which is quite a good thing, as I think the pilots are starting to get rather tense and cooped up, and I would fear for the worst if we weren't able to go flying today.
As the pilots gathered for the briefing, the news from the top of the mountain was that the weather was good. They were going to fly.
Dr. Nimbus loaded them onto the buses, and they were off.
As you can see, we actually have a whole bus full of afflicted pilots here. More flying? We're now taking them up to the treatment area on the top of the mountain. Yes! And hope to begin the treatment quite soon.
Peter Brinkeby was seen smiling for the first time in a week.
This would be Dr. Nimbus's last opportunity to test his theories and deal a deathly blow to X-Zone flying. Even Bruce Goldsmith had showed up.
To the X-Zone.
What a contrast. With the prospect of going flying, everyone looked relaxed and happy, and not in the least like they were suffering from paramania.
The canopies were laid out, and finally they were ready to fly.
Low down by the aftertaste. Pick me up and this is my new face. Smiling like a fool. Check my pulse, I think I gotta be back. No picture that I'm gonna die. Take my pills and watch the TV. Bring me back to real life. Is everybody happy?
Now that's more like it. It's quite a sight to see 150 paragliders filling the sky. And finally, the pilots were doing what they do. Sure, flying is dangerous, but it is a risk which they accept in return for the buzz it gives them.
You are in the air flying, and it's nothing else is important. And I love that feeling.
You really feel like you're flying with the same elements as the birds use.
it's rush, it's beauty. It's just like, you know, the magic thing about flying, you know. You're floating in there, you are a bird. You look down, you know, as if you were an eagle.
Well, they all took off okay, but as Dr. Nimbus waited for them to land back down at the Institute, it became apparent that they weren't coming back.
Just can't figure out where I went wrong. I've checked my theories, I've double-checked my theories, triple-checked my theories. I know I was right. I know I was right. I just can't figure
His crazy plan of trying to cure them of paramania and exome flying was as futile as trying to cure a leopard of spots. That's what they are, and that's what they do. The fact is that without the excitement of the X-Zone, they wouldn't fly at all.
Where did I go wrong? I know I was right. I can't see where I went wrong. I know I was right. I know I was right. Check my theory.
As they closed the Paramania center down, Dr. Pivo Nimbus was left wondering where he'd gone wrong. He would say that they were mad to fly, but they would say he was mad not to.
Just can't figure out where I went wrong.
Interesting, isn't it? When who is really the madman? Is it me? Is it him? Or is it you?